Previously, on Rise of the Runelords. After waking from their rousing night of fisticuffs, our group arrived at their destination, Turtleback Ferry. However, not before noticing the wreck of a sunken boat in the lake just before reaching the town. Upon leaving the ship, most of the group went to the local tavern to talk about Fort Rannoch, the wreck, and the selection of alcohol with the owner. Meanwhile, Tarnin went to the mayor/head priest of the town who, while informative, demonstrated a complete lack of chill around the whole "the Black Arrows who were supposed to be protecting my town have been missing for a month and there are ogres around" thing. Meanwhile, back at the bar, the rest of the group learned that the sunken ship was in fact a sunken pleasure barge where all sorts of sordid activities were partaken of, but it had mysteriously erupted into actual flames instead of the usual flames of passion. After rejoining the group, Tarnin then noticed that the owner of the tavern had an all-too-familiar 7-pointed star tattooed on his wrist. After pressing the barkeep about it, the group learned that it was given to him by the owner of the ship as a way to get extra benefits on the pleasure barge. Heading off to the fort, the group happened upon a fire-pelt cougar caught in a trap. Speaking to the creature, Grelda learned that it was being pursued by ogres, the very same ogres that had attacked Fort Rannoch recently. Setting up an ambush, our heroes lie in wait for the arrival of the group of ogres to spring their trap. Today, the adventure continues.
There you go, just to completely fuck with everybody.
Yeah.
Since we can't see the tree anyway, this actually helps.
Truth.
How far north and west could I continue to be without you saying that's not realistic?
Well, this is the direction you guys said you went. So once it's your turn, if you want to start moving, you can. But
okay, so that's back where I'm at. Got it.
yeah, you guys are all in this general area because that's
All right.
where you said you were going when we stopped. So they had just come up to the campsite, and the hounds started sniffing around, and that's basically where we ended off.
And then we roll initiative, or do we not?
That depends on if you guys are going to do anything while the dogs are sniffing around.
Well, Geison's gonna attack when he can.
Could Dyson cast Grease without them noticing, or would they notice and then combat would be initiated?
Combat is initiated, that's why I put the thing out on Facebook. Combat's initiated as soon as hostility starts. So the fact that Geisen says he's going to cast a spell, we'd roll initiative, and then we'd start going down.
I mean, technically being buttery isn't an aggressive act, necessarily.
Maybe they don't like butter. So yeah, if Geisen's going to cast a spell, I'll have everybody roll initiative for me.
I'm ready.
Unless I forget, I think we were planning on basically just ambushing them, right? I don't think we were waiting for anything.
I seem to recall ambushing.
You were starting it off. Whenever you lighted them up or cast a spell or say, run, go, it was on you this time.
Alright, Grelda.
Did we initiative last time?
No.
No. We're
So-
doing that now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, nobody said yes, roll initiative now. So I'm like,
I said everybody roll initiative, and you said you're ready.
I missed
Alright.
it. I have a 9.
Oh, 9. Alright, Geisen.
19.
Alright, Icky.
11.
Sanishi.
10.
And Tarnin.
24.
Alright, so Tarnin, you're up first, and Geisen, you're up next.
And it is in 5e. Is this like a surprise round, and then we get a real round after this, or how does that work?
It's every in 5e, the way surprise works is surprise is like a condition, like blinded. So they are surprised until their turn in the initiative order, and then the surprise goes away as it goes down. They don't get to act. They just like their turn happens, they lose surprise, and then their turn's over. But while they're surprised, they can't take actions or reactions or anything like that.
Okay.
But then as it goes down, they lose that status, and then when it comes back around again, then they can act as normal.
I guess I lose a turn because we were waiting for Geisen to go.
Yeah, I guess unless you want to like, can you like
Hold your
prepare-
action or something like that.
Can you prepare to shoot at them or something until I do my thing?
Not from this range. And I
So you
can't-
don't have...
If I move. Yeah, if I move, I basically take away surprise for everybody.
No, you don't. It's the surprise goes down turn by turn. So you could literally move up next to them and attack them, and they wouldn't lose that surprise condition until their turn happened in the order.
So it doesn't matter if it's you or Geisen that unsurprises them.
No, because it's like everything is like, I know it's done by turns, but this is supposed to simulate real combat, so everything in the next 6 seconds happens at the same time, basically.
Oh, that reminds me. At the end, I think I mentioned to you at the end of last session, but Geisen was going to have his spell book thing.
Yes, you
cast-
did mention that. Yeah, the what is it called?
Awakened.
There you go,
spell book.
Awakened. I was thinking animated for some reason. So, like Tarnin, you could move and then hold your action for after Geisen does something. You can just
But that
move
kind
and
of
attack.
Because then I'm actually moving into the. I'd have to move into range, which potentially puts me into his spells range.
Depending on what he's casting, yes.
That's true. That's true.
You must have a pretty good range, though, right?
Well, that's just it. If I start with my bow, I get a shot off, and then I'm going to lose a turn next time anyway, because I have to switch weapons out. My
Oh,
bow can reach them from here, but then I'd have to drop that bow and switch weapon as I'm closing distance. And that, I mean, I could do it that way, I guess. Just,
well, whatever you think.
well, I mean, it's not a terrible thing.
All right, what are you doing?
So, what is the range to that nearest dog?
From you, 50 feet.
Yeah, I will shoot at him from my position.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Bless you.
Do I have advantage from surprise or anything? I'm using my hand crossbow because my daggers aren't gonna reach.
I don't think I recall anything about surprise granting advantage on attacks, but if you stand by for 2 seconds, I'll double check.
Well, here, we'll just do it this way. I'm gonna throw my twin flight daggers instead.
All right. Yep. Attacking a surprise creatures does not automatically give you advantage.
Okay. So with the twin flight, the first one gets advantage, the rest don't.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I will take the 17 with a plus 9, so it's like a 26.
Did you roll with? Did you roll with disadvantage?
Why would I roll with disadvantage?
Because the range is 20 and 60. So up to 20 is normal, 20 to 60 is disadvantage, past 60 is impossible.
Hold on. Sharpshooter attacks at long range does not impose disadvantage on your ranged weapons attack.
Aha, there you go. Well, then never mind. So I'm sorry, what did you roll?
A lot, and I didn't freaking remember to take the penalty. Oh, next time maybe. Maybe I'll
Next
remember.
time. Alright, so what did you roll? Do you remember?
17 plus 9, so 26.
26 does hit. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Gosh. Action, dagger, d4 plus. And I didn't do that either. Fuck, this is a bad start. Do I get surprise?
No. Because, wait, you had advantage, so that would be your...
So even if they're surprised, I don't get surprised unless I have advantage.
You don't get advantage for them being surprised, but you can do your sneak attack on any attack you have advantage on.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant, is sneak attack.
Yep. You can do sneak attack on any attack you already have advantage on.
Okay. Alright, so 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 6 is 19 points of damage.
19, alright. Then as the dogs begin to sniff around the tent and begin to catch the scent and start to move in your general direction, you throw your dagger and it sticks in the shoulder of one of the large hounds that's basically the size of a dire wolf. Like, they're extremely big, and it gets it right in the shoulder.
Okay.
And it lets out a surprised howl of pain.
I will fire off my second one.
Alright.
And again, forgot the 16, 9 is 25.
That hits again.
Okay. Uh, 4 points of damage.
4 points. Alright. Then your second one manages to get into its leg.
Okay, bonus action, recall my daggers. Done.
Alright, they both appear in your hand. Anything else you would like to do, good sir?
I'm trying to remember how this works as far as getting surprise or getting surprised and whatnot. If I hide in the trees, that resets it so I get the advantage again, correct? Or not advantage, but yeah, advantage.
If you're hidden, yes.
Yes, okay.
If
so
you were to successfully hide from them, then yes, you would get advantage on your next attack.
But I can't do that because I used my action and my bonus action. Never mind, go on.
Yep.
Done.
So the only thing you could do is move more if you would so choose.
Nope, I'm gonna stand right there.
Alright,
Wait, so
then.
If he hides now, he'll get advantage on the next attack, but wasn't he already hidden for this attack?
Yeah, but I didn't get
Yeah,
advantage.
but he got advantage he got advantage with the daggers.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, you wouldn't get advantage, you would get to use your sneak attack.
Which I can only have if I have surprise or advantage, right?
I think it also says if you're hidden, but I would need to double check. But either way,
Don't
you
need
can't, you
advantage.
couldn't, you already used your bonus action this turn, so you wouldn't be able to hide anyway.
Okay.
So, Geisen, you would be up.
Geison's gonna cast Fireball as radiant damage.
Alright.
It's a 20-foot sphere.
Alright. And where would you want to center that?
Can I see what it looks like on the map? I have an idea of... Yeah, that's pretty damn good right there.
That's what I can move it if you would like.
I think that's about perfect.
And that will... Yeah, that will hit all of them except the far one. Alright, so what's the roll on that?
It's a Dex saving throw.
Oh, Lord. Alright.
It says Dex 16.
Oh, good Lord. Alright. Alright, we'll roll for the wolves first, one at a time. First, the one that's hurt. That's a 9 plus 2, that's 11, that fails. The next one. That's a 7, that fails. Next one. That fails. Jesus. That also fails. Alright, every one of the wolves failed. Alright, now the 2 ogres with the chains. Oh, wow, this is gonna be quick. Alright, they both failed. The other ogre. What do I need to roll?
16.
Fuck. Alright, that's a 15. So yes, everybody failed.
So then, I've never done this before. Do I roll for damage once for everybody, or is it once per...
No, you just roll once, and it would apply to everybody, and then get halved if anybody were to have made the save.
Okay.
I would like to remind you at this point, given how many people you're going to hit, that if you wanted to use one of the cards...
Never really.
I'm not sure if there's...
Yeah. Is there a cool one in there for that?
I even reoriented them for you.
Advantage on your next d20, that's not a bad one. Oh, that's not going to be a d20 though, is it?
No.
No.
Alright, there's nothing then, sorry.
Well, I would say there's nothing this time. If you guys want to, because you guys need to pick out 5 from the 10, so if you want to think about that when it's not your turn, and figure out which one you want to take out.
I'll just take a regular advantage.
Okay.
33.
Jesus. Alright.
Holy buckets!
Alright. That's that one. And it was that one. Good lord. And then that one. Alright. So, the large dog, or I'm sorry, Geisen holds up his hand, and you just see this arc of red flame come out of his hand, and then as soon as it hits the air, and it begins to change from red to a more bluish, and it still has the visual look of a flame, but the color and just the texture, it seems different to everybody's eyes, and it just lights up the early morning sky as it kind of arcs, and it lands right on the fireplace that had gone down to nothing but smoldering embers, and the campsite just explodes. Couple of, like, a tent. There's a couple of just like pieces of wood that had been left around. It just ignites. One of the dogs just goes up in flames and immediately flops dead, and everybody else just roars in pain, almost rivaling the sound of the fireball itself. And you can just see patches of the ogre's clothes burning. Each of the dogs have like half of its body burned. The hair is burned off. The chains that the ogres are holding are red with the heat. And it only killed one of them, but you can tell that it fucked everybody up pretty bad.
Are any of them wearing armor or holding metal things that are now going to cause damage to them?
The chains would be the only metal that they are holding. I would have to double check on the actual verbiage of the fireball. On if it would heat any of the metal. While I look that up, Lars, anything else you would like to do?
I think that'll probably do it. It says it spreads around corners, ignites flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
Oh, right, then yeah,
there's...
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about heating metal or anything in order to cause extra damage. Alright. Well, here, let me take that away now. Bastard. Alright.
That was my first time ever casting Fireball. It was really fun.
That was fun. I want to do that more. Alright, then, let me see. Oh, wait, the two ogres that are holding the chains, the dogs, they kind of like shake their head, and as the flames start to die out on their skin, they finally like look at you guys and really know what's going on. Same with all of the wolves. You can kind of hear them growling as they look in your general direction. And the ogre to the bottom of the map, hold on just a second, Holder to the bottom of the map also seems to finally realize what's going on. Icky, you're next. Just Bill.
Why are they looking at us?
There was a large fireball that arced from that part of the trees. I would assume that they would probably look at where this thing that just hurt them
so there's
came
a
from.
traceable line. They can actually turn around and look and see where it came from. Got it.
Well, in the dark of night, if a very light object kind of flies in the sky, you can tell the general direction of where it came from.
Sure.
So, Icky, you are up.
All right. So am I correct that, like, from where I am, there, like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to refer. All right, so it was technically, I guess, southwest or northeast if you're looking at the...
All right, I'm going to cover up the compass rose. I just made that so you guys could tell, like, where you started in relation to them.
Okay.
But
All
I'm
right.
going to cover that up now, so just do, like, north, south, east, and west.
All right. So directly to the northeast of the northeasternmost group,
Okay.
there's a grouping of trees there, correct?
Yes.
And between the grouping of trees that Icky is in and that grouping of trees, there is open space, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So it is likely that unless Icky were to try to be real stealthful, if he were to move from the grouping he's in to that other grouping, he would be spotted.
It's definitely possible. It also would depend on if what kind of, like, if they have dark vision, it would be easier for them to spot. So,
all right.
If you want to try and move stealthily, you absolutely can.
Yeah, because like Icky can absolutely get within range of these guys to start doing some damage here, but that wouldn't be very smart. So I would like to try to stealthily move. Let's see, what's that going to be, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about like 30 feet to the west, to the northwest. I get like up a few, so like west one more square.
Yep.
Yeah, like there.
Okay.
I would like to do that. I would like to try to move to that location undetected.
All right. Give me a stealth check. Give me a stealth roll.
Well, to be fair, isn't he doing this at the same time that they're like burning alive? Would they notice him traipsing across the forest?
It's possible.
Ooh. A stealth check, you say?
I does say.
Which dog
20.
is dead?
Oh. The one that won't be there in a second.
All
Thank
right.
you, Charlie. I've been wondering that myself.
You were
You know,
looking
maybe
at
there
its
was a
corpse.
that I missed.
All right, so what'd you get for your stealth roll, Icky?
20.
20. Well, its
Icky
stealth is
manages
against
to be
their...
mildly stealthy for once.
What was that? I'm sorry?
Icky actually manages to be mildly stealthy for once.
He does, and it's against their perception check. The dogs have advantage on hearing or smell. This would be sight. So everybody rolled relatively low on their perception. So you do very quietly, while this cacophony of flame is happening, you are able to move from one section of trees to the other. And you are fairly certain they were paying attention to all the fire and the pain, more so than you.
Okay, excellent. All right. In that case, I will end my turn there.
All right. All right, he is no longer surprised. Okay, so none of them are surprised anymore. Sanishi, it's your turn.
Cool. Well, I'm glad they're not surprised anymore, so I don't have to fucking deal with that. Um. I mean, I think I'm just gonna kind of run at him.
All right, what's your movement?
No, what was it do? 30.
5, 10. So, let me just. So, take you somewhere in this range.
Yeah. Then just kind of straightforward. And then I am going to cap. Hang on. I swear I had this. Okay, I'm going to cast a Blade Ward on myself.
Ooh, all right. What does that do?
Till the end of my next turn, I have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, there's
Done
some like
and done.
fun barn things. So yeah, that.
Right.
I guess. Wait, can I hold and prepare counter attack? I guess in case someone makes it to me.
Well, is Blade Ward the spell you just cast? That took up your act. Is that an ability or a spell?
Cantrip. Casting
That-
time.
so that-
Casting time, one action. So yeah, never
Action,
mind, I did
yeah.
that
So
one.
you wouldn't be able to hold ready an attack or anything like that.
Right. Okay. I'm good then.
All
Ready
right.
to take a beating.
Then, Grelda. 'Tis your turn.
I counted and I can't make it to them if I use my special thing. So I'm just gonna run and then use my action to run further. I have 35. So
are you going to move 70?
yep.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65.
Not quite.
Uno mas. There you go. That would be 70.
All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and invoke the United We Stand card. For anyone who's curious, that means if you are within 10 feet of me, you cannot grant advantage to the enemy.
And you do not, you and an ally do not grant advantage. All right, so then you don't either. Okay.
Correct. Which is going to be handy here in a minute.
All right. If you are done, then we are back up at the top, and Tarnin, you're up, and Geisen is next.
I'm up.
You're up.
Have they noticed me? Am I still hidden?
None of them have made a move against you. So you're in the same location where you were, and
The dog that knew that I was attacking him is dead. The daggers disappeared. No, there's no evidence I was ever there. Sure, sounds good. I'm going to use my daggers again. This
Okay.
time, my first one, I'm going to invoke the sharpshooter -5 penalty to add 10 to the damage.
okay. And which one are you gonna? Who are you gonna go after?
The big ogre-looking guy by the dog. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Perfect.
Yep, that's 50. All right.
Ready?
Go ahead.
Motherfucker. 10 and 9, 19. -5 is 14.
14. That still hits.
Holy shit. Count my
They are
numbers
very
right.
big, and they are wearing ratty cloth.
Okay.
Wait, does that mean they were wearing ratty cloth and now they're
They
not?
were.
Well, they're wearing what's left of the ratty cloth. It's ratty now because of the fire.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 and 8 is 14 plus 10. It's 24 points of damage.
All right.
Is it alive?
It is still alive.
Does it look happy?
You throw the dagger. The dagger sticks into its gut, like all the way up to the hilt, and it
Yay.
puts one giant hand over it, and blood is just streaming down its stomach. So it definitely does not look happy.
Okay. I will also invoke sharpshooter penalty on my second attack without advantage. Throwing the second dagger. 14.
Uh, 14 hits.
Okay. Damage on that one is 13 total.
13. Its hand reaches down and its giant fingers try to pry like the little dagger out, and as it's bending down, your second one like just sticks right in the top of its head, bury itself right into its head, and then the creature just like slowly, like a tree, just tumbles forward and then lets go of the chain as it does. And it is dead.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay!
We'll move.
Where would you like to move?
Kind of towards Icky, but kind of south of Icky.
How far? 10, 15, that's 15.
Now go 15 more to the west. And call it good. Oh, bonus action, recall my daggers.
Okay.
Call it good. Thank you.
All right. In that case, Geisen, you're up.
Alright.
Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Won't mind.
Can you show me how far 120 feet is from me? Oh, so okay, pretty much as far as
Do
I
it
want.
again. Do it again.
I mean, I guess I could. Because none of you guys are in their group yet.
Because none of you guys are going to do anything, so I suppose I should have to.
Well, I just mean they're not in the way.
No.
For once, we're not in your way.
Yep. This is your man. This is your chance to shine, man.
It had to happen sometime.
Yeah.
I may have learned better than to run into your grease spells. Maybe.
Alright, screw it. I'm gonna cast Fireball again.
Jesus.
Now he's going to miss, though.
Now they're all going to roll to save.
They still take half, though.
Yeah.
Beauteous.
Alright. Alright, so the fireball goes up to 120, right?
150.
Then if you were to put it here,
Oh,
that
thanks, sweetie.
would hit all of them.
I like that.
Poor puppy.
Let's go with that.
Oh, alright, let's
I expect a detailed point of view account from that dog, Sean.
that particular dog. Alright, that's what do I need to roll? That's a fail.
16.
16. Ah! Haha! The
Thank you.
oh wait, that's a different one. Okay, the dog on the edge of it succeeded.
At least when it says attack save dex 16, I think that means you have to.
Yeah, it's at to meter go past it. All right, the dog who you're shooting the fireball directly at also succeeded.
Oh wow!
And so did the other one.
Oh man!
Makes up for last time. Okay, then the 3 ogres. All right, that one has a +1. Oh, natural 20. Okay, the one on the far edge to the west saved. Now the one closest to the 2 middle dogs, he does not have this. 4. And that's a 13. He doesn't. And then the one to the south, he rolled a 1. All right. So, all 3 of the dogs, and then the one to the west saved. The 2 other ogres did not.
So the dogs learn better than the ogres.
No, I just rolled pretty crappy for them last time. They actually have pretty decent dexterity. The last time one of them was 1 away, and the other ones were I rolled single digits for them both.
Yeah, I like her version better.
No.
It's just 20 that time.
Yeah.
Just 20. All right, so he. Let me mark it off for everybody. Oh, then that one didn't save. This one did, so he's 10. Dogs did, so they're 10. All right, so not to be outdone, Geisen throws up the other hand, and a red ball of flame emits that immediately turns into a blue shimmer, and it kind of arcs even higher, it's like a slow pitch softball, just kind of goes up and then slowly comes down, and you can see all of their heads kind of turn up to it, and all the dogs, they kind of go down on their haunches, and as it comes down, they all kind of try to jump out of the way. The one you had aimed at jumped, but it actually ends up jumping up into the fireball, so the fireball detonates about 5 feet off the ground. And all of the other 2 dogs also jumped up, but since it detonated a little high, it just kind of goes out in a wave, and just all 3 of them just turn to ash immediately. Because they saved, but that was still enough to kill them. So, both the ogre that was right next to the 2 dogs, he kind of like his hand opened up and he drops his chain as it comes down and lands near him, and what was left of his clothes are now completely gone, and just you see like pieces of cloth kind of floating in the wind as they burn, and he has a horrible black blister all across his belly. The one to the south, you can see like he had a club, and it is now, it looks like a piece of charred kindling. The one to the west, bless you, does manage to actually like jump back just enough to be outside of the fireball's range, so the fire just, it's flowing at him, and then just dissipates right before it hits him. So he still gets, like the front of him still bubbles a little bit from the sheer heat, but he missed most of it. Anything else you would like to do, good sir?
I mean, there's plenty of other things I'd like to do, but I think that's all I can do. So, I'm done.
I think you can make the DM cry off of your to-do list for today.
It's one of those things. I'm like, is this equal challenge for you guys? Maybe, but I honestly didn't think of Geisen casting 2 fireballs when I was trying to balance this particular encounter, so this is going a little differently than it did in my head.
Ambush.
Oh no, I totally get ambush, but I did not picture 2 fireballs doing a significant amount of damage. The last ogre standing that had the chains hooked up to the dogs that now lay dead, it gives the chain a quick yank and it disconnects from the collar of both of them. And then it is going to charge towards Grelda. Alright, so
There's only 3 left, guys. Should we just let Grelda have them?
Okay.
No.
Alright.
They're big enough to share.
Alright, so it is going to charge over to Grelda. And 10 feet. Alright. It takes the chain and it swings it along the ground in a circle around it, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Grelda.
I have advantage on dexterity against effects I can see.
I would say you could see that.
I would certainly hope so.
It's a very stealthy chain swing.
A little early to be that drunk.
19. Hey, never underestimate a cidersmith.
And so you do make the dexterity saving throw, and just since you're using D&D Beyond, if you right-click it, it has the advantage disadvantage option, so it'll auto-roll it for you.
I don't have to kill you twice. I see.
Nope. All right.
That's fancy.
So you are not knocked prone, but you do still take. Where's Claire's?
Not. So she is
knocked.
You are
prone.
not. You are not knocked prone, but you do take half of that. So 8. So you take 8 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
But you are not knocked prone.
Sorry, if I'd known you were going to run out ahead of me, I would have,
Run with me.
given you Blade Ward instead of me.
Sanishi, meet Grilda. Grilda? Sanishi.
All right, so that one's turn is done. Now it's the regular ogre. He's going to take a step towards Grelda, and he's just going to swing his big old great club at you. 18?
19.
Oh, shit. So he grabs both hands on it, brings it down, and you just, without, like, you don't flinch or anything, you just kind of take a sidestep, and it smashes into the ground right beside you. And then he just...
pulled out a knife.
Oh, yeah, and of course, I had my combat tracker close out on me before we started back up. It was Icky, Grelda, Sanishi, right? After this?
Sanishi goes first before me.
Sanishi, Icky, and then... Sanishi, Icky, Grelda. Okay, I knew it was one of the three.
Wait, wasn't it Icky, Sanishi, Grelda?
Oh, that's what it... All right. Thank you. Because, of course, I had everything down there and I closed it. I'm going to have to start taking notes as well. All right, Icky, you're up.
All right. Let me double check the timing, the spacing of this still works. Because I've got normal 50 speed and 75 I'm flying, 5, 10, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, well, I'm just going to move adjacent, like directly adjacent to Grelda.
Right
down one. No. From where your selection is, move northwest twice. There.
Over there? Okay.
That's the spot. That's the money spot.
That's the good stuff. All right, so you fly up. You fly up out of the canopy over, and you just like do like the superhero landing right between them, the 3-point.
Oh no! I'm totally doing a fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, hello there. And like you know, like we're going to watch the not horrible prequels eventually.
Yes.
We're going to do. Yeah, she's only seen Phantom Menace.
Aww.
Oh.
Yeah, right? Thank you. That reaction, I feel vindicated.
Are you going to tell the ogres that you have the high ground?
I don't need to. They know.
They feel it in their bones.
Don't try it, ogres. I have the high ground.
The subtitles might say that. Ogre surprise face.
So the one to the east, I'm going to I'm gonna give him a good clawing.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna.
Wow,
apparently, that roll was too good. That's realistic, I guess.
Oh.
I believe that's a yes. Okay, no. So that was a 12 for the first hit.
Let me just double check. That hits.
Really? Oh, I'm shocked.
Weird.
Oh, right. They're, big lumbering oaks with tattered cloth. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So the first hit then is 8 damage.
All right. Okay, go ahead and roll for the second one.
All right. Second one is the same as the second verse, same as the first. 12.
That hits as well.
But only 6 damage for that second hit.
So you land. You just go, oh, hello. You hit him once with your left hand right in the gut, and you hit one of his big boils from the 2 fireballs, and it pops. So he just bends over in pain. His actually drops the chain as he bends over in pain, and as he does, his face comes right next to yours, and you just uppercut him right in the nose once, and you can feel it dislodge, and he tilts to the side and drops dead.
I am gonna need I believe it's Preston. What was it? Whatever the instant clean spell is, I'm gonna need that.
Yes, you do have smattering of boil on you.
But I am going to pop a key point then to take a shot at the one to the south of me.
All right.
Jesus Christ, they just keep rolling fours. Fours for days, so another 12.
That hits.
All right.
Go ahead and roll the next one. Or roll the damage and then roll the next one.
Woo! All right, so that's going to be 11 damage for the first hit.
Okay.
And the second... Okay, that's a 17. So, 25.
So that
probably
hits it as well.
For 8 damage.
All right, so as the one drops, you turn, you elbow the next one, the one just holding the club. You elbow him right in the side. You hear a couple of ribs pop, and he leans down, and you come and you give him a nice cross right on his jaw, and you can feel his jaw break and dislocate, and a couple of teeth go flying. And he's not dead, but he definitely looks worse for wear.
Wow. That after 19 damage, huh?
Yup.
Whew. All right. Cool.
I was going to say, he's got a couple of boils on his neck here waiting to pop.
All right. I should have gone for the boils.
You're covered in enough pus here at the moment.
Yeah.
I can respect the decision not to.
Yeah, I guess that'll end my turn.
All right, then Sanishi, you're up.
Oh, can I if I run to him, am I 35 away? Can I?
You can count, and it looks like it.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yes!
Exactly.
All right. I am gonna run and attack this bitch.
You're not going to turn into a mammoth first?
That's not up to me. That's up to Geisen.
I don't even know how to fight if I'm not being turned into random
Mammoths
creatures.
are nothing now. It's going to be T-Rex next time.
Exciting.
Give it the niche little T-Rex arms. I can't wait.
How can I play my flute?
How can I throw my axes? How can I play my flute?
We're going to have to get her a special dino flute.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Yes, you get turned into a dinosaur so often you have to have a special dino flute.
It's up to Geisen. It could be. Oh. Okay, so my first hand. Excuse me. 7 plus 8 is 15.
That hits.
Sweet.
7 plus 8 is not 15.
7 plus 8 is not 15?
Oh, it is.
It is 15.
Like, wait a second, I'm pretty sure.
Nope, I'm stupid.
The world changes.
And for 8 damage.
8. All right, so as it grabs its jaw and it's trying to get it back in place, and as it's doing that, Sanishi runs up and it turns to look at you with its hand still on its jaw, and your axe comes up and just goes halfway through its neck. Its jaw kind of hangs loose, and then it falls over backwards dead.
Okay. Well, then my second hand won't attack. I guess. That was moving action. That was attack action. I don't have anything good for a bonus action, so that makes me good.
In hindsight, I'd like to have ended my turn with Icky chanting, "Fireball, fireball, fireball."
Well, if your turn's over, Grelda.
So, Grelda, having run a lot and not attacked a single thing, will, despite the fact that it is not actually advantageous, fly into a rage. She will run at the dude. As part of entering a rage, she can then also do half her speed again, which I'm hoping I counted correctly, and we'll get her up next to him.
30, 35, 40, 45.
All right, so I've marked off my rage. I am going to attack recklessly because it's not going to give it advantage against me. I am also going to gamble because these guys are big and people have been hitting them pretty easily. And Great Weapon Master Attack also gives me, before you make a melee attack with a heavy weapon that you are proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll. If it hits, you add +10 to the damage.
Whew.
So, we are going to roll with advantage on Sasha. So 15. Because I subtract 5 from my highest, which was a 20.
15 hits.
So we are gonna do. I just hit 1 damage with Sasha. Ah. So it is 20 damage.
20 damage.
Wait, does that include? Hold on. That's not adding my rage in there. Hold on.
No, that doesn't add your rage in there.
More than 20 damage.
Your rage adds a couple to it, doesn't it?
2, so it's 22.
22 damage. All right. So the only one that's left is the one that has this giant crossbow. It's so large in its hands, it's almost a small ballista. And it just kind of stares at you, like watching all of its compatriots drop. It just stares at this little dwarf as it runs up with this blood-curdling rage. And it just gives you this odd, like, it still doesn't fully understand what's happening look. And you run up and give it a baseball bat swing, and you just bury Sasha into his side. Like, you under the ribs, so it goes in pretty deep. And it lets out a howl, and it just starts gushing blood down its side.
I think that'll do it for me.
Do you get 2 attacks now?
Oh, I do get 2 attacks. Holy buckets.
You do.
Attacks per action 2. I'm trying, because like all of the pieces of information are in different places. Like the bit about the great weapon, for so long I forgot I had it because it's not actually here. You have to click the ability and then read it in the pop-up window.
Yep.
And the attacks per action is not bolded black text next to bolded orange text, so I don't see it. All right, so do I do that? Can I do that again? Or is it just the first attack?
For the great weapon?
Yeah.
I don't know if it specifies
On
a
your
limit.
turn. Hold on, let's see here. Before you make a melee attack, and I get 2 attacks per, so that should still count.
Right.
I would say.
All right, let's do it again.
So
Rolling with
-5.
advantage on Sasha. That one hits. 28 minus 5.
Yep, 23 hits.
All right, then 3, come on. So 19, 20, 21.
21. All right, so you have Sasha in his side. You pull it out, and you hack again in the exact same spot. So it goes even further in. But because he is so large, it's in the front. So while it is just like gushing blood and you can see its intestines starting to peek out, you didn't get like the spine. So it's still kind of wavering back and forth. And
yeah, I rolled really low for damage.
Barely.
That should have been super impressive, and instead it was barely impressive.
No, that was pretty fucking impressive.
I was
All right.
impressed.
So, all right, anything else you would like to do?
Yes, but I'm out.
All right, so it is the ogre's turn, and it just lets out like this rage-filled scream, and you can see that even though it has this like gigantic crossbow, it like aims it at you, realizes how close you are, and then just picks it up and tries to hit you with it.
Crossbow is bludgeoning
And,
damage.
oh lord, this is going straight down. That was a 1, so this is going straight downhill. All right, so like I said, he's in such a rage and in so much pain that he's not thinking. So he like turns it upside down and just tries to bash you on the top of the head with it. But you, as it starts coming down, you just kind of like twists Sasha just a little bit inside of him, and that makes him howl with pain. And he ends up going down an angle, completely missing you, hits the ground, and then the entire ballista just shatters in half as it hits the ground. So like it's still a large wooden club, basically, but it's half the weapon, and the rest of it's just small pieces that litter the ground. And his turn is done. That was wonderful. Tarnin, you're up. Woof.
What's the difference? What's the distance? 60 feet?
65.
Oh, well, I gotta move forward 5 feet then.
Yep. Boop.
Based on Grelda's reactions and axe play, do I feel she'll throw the axe at me if I kill this for her?
Well, her back's to you, so you're gonna have to take that chance.
Damn it. Okay, fine. I will take the chance. It was a good life. I mean, Sasha used to like dagger. With the what do you call it? Sharpshooter.
You didn't say it before you rolled. Oh, I'm sorry. Is the sharpshooter the one that gives you -5?
Correct.
Oh, yeah. You would need to say it before you rolled.
Okay. I will take the 25 then.
All right, that hits.
Probably. Oh, shit-tastic roll. Total 4 and...
You get your sneak attack as well.
Yeah, total of 4 with the sneak attack.
4 altogether? Okay.
No. 4 on the dice. Hold on, Sean. Hold on.
Well, you said total of 4. Don't say total if it's not the actual total.
10.
10? All right, so you take a couple of steps forward and toss your first dagger. And it goes end over end, and Grelda is still holding Sasha inside of the creature's stomach, and it goes over Grelda's shoulder, ricochets off of Sasha's handle, and goes straight up into the creature's neck, and just sticks in there, and you just hear, and Grelda, like, you just hear it gurgling as the blood comes down, and then it actually falls back, and it pulls Sasha out of it as the creature falls back and just into the slick mud. And it's dead.
How many hit points did it have left when I was through with it?
6.
Okay, all right.
All right, wait. The sound might not be the best, but...
So I didn't get my ever-burning cigar?
That's later. Yes, the sound sucks, but it's there.
Which Final Fantasy is that?
6/3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually 6, but in America it was 3. That one.
Yeah. Also, unequivocally, oh god, I can't. Unequivocally, without any room for discussion, the best Final Fantasy. Period.
You have my vote of agreement. All right,
I have not played it, so I can't remark.
It is really good. But all right, so the last creature falls dead, and a silence just comes over the camp. The only noise is the crackling of the fire that is now burning again because of the 2 fireballs that relit all of the kindling that was left inside of it, and then the rain that is still steadily falling and has been steadily falling for the last few days.
Well then.
I'll walk up and pick up my dagger.
All right.
I say good shot to him as he yanks it free.
I'm not angry about that. I wasn't sure for a minute there.
We're a team.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
That was a pretty stellar way to start the day. Geisen, do you need some rest after 2 fireballs?
I wouldn't say no to some rest, but I want to make sure we do it somewhere safe.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you need. I mean, for a guy who doesn't like fire, I don't want to wait until you do like it, because, damn.
But you would have noticed that it wasn't exactly fire. It looked like it was kind of like fire, but as it left his hand, it changed. And none of the damage that was done was fire damage, and it was just different than actual fire.
It was fiery.
It was, what did you say? It was radiant. You changed it to radiant damage?
Yeah.
So it was almost like a holy flame, but not. It was definitely something none of you have seen before, the way it changed.
Interesting.
I mean, I feel like I could be wrong, but I kind of feel like, if there was anything left in this area, they're either running towards us after seeing those fireballs, or way the fuck away from us seeing those fireballs. And probably away from us.
With all the storm cover and rain, I'm pretty sure that at least helped to deafen and darken the blast. But I think perhaps Grella should go check on our new friend and see if we should be moving towards the base, or if well, how serious were you about taking our rest, Gyson?
Like I said, I'd like to take one, but not.
Not here where we are kind of in the open now that you cleared
Yeah,
out.
like I'm not. I don't have to have one. It's not an emergency. It would just be nice to. I'm down some of my ability.
And I want to remind everybody, you can only get the benefits of a long rest once every 24 hours. So you guys just finished the long rest, so you would have to wait till this evening at about 8 or 9 o'clock before you would be able to start another long rest. You could take a long rest now, take that 8 hours, but you're not going to get the benefit of it.
Anything.
Yep.
Well, even a short rest would be helpful.
Yeah, short rest is totally different. You guys could take a short rest and get the benefit, but the long rest, it's once every 24-hour period.
Could he rest while I carried him?
Sure. As long as you carry him for an hour and he doesn't do anything, I would say sure.
I mean, if we're going to go that route, I could give him a piggyback ride. You just sit up on my shoulders.
I mean, if we're going by the technical, like, it says you can read a book, like you can sit there and talk, so like, sure. If somebody wants to give Geisen a piggyback ride, he can get a short rest.
He would absolutely give Geisen a piggyback ride, but if Sanishi is offered first.
I mean, after those fireballs, as much as Geisen is Geisen, help him out with that.
Is somebody gonna stitch one of those little baby carriers?
I kind of want.
Just like so Sanishi can like pick him up and like set him inside
like-
the
I
little
would like
baby
to have-
sling.
Like a Geisen carrier for Icky that on the front has a little drink carrier for Geisen.
Knit
I like
this
this idea.
so far,
Knit a baby carrier.
like, it might be possible.
Oh, that reminds me. I use prestidigitation to clean up Icky.
Icky appreciates the gesture.
Yeah, pus baths are not
So,
the same as blood baths.
Icky would definitely, before too much time passes, will investigate the remains of the things that we've terminated to see if there's anything useful and salvageable on them.
Give me an investigation check.
It would be my.
I'll help.
Okay, then do it with advantage.
All right, that's super great. Oh, hey, I rolled a 20.
All right. Then can I also? Okay, so you do find.
You gotta roll again. It could be better.
You're all right. Here, let me. That was a 1. Must mean 21. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Blackjack. So as you begin to pick through what is like left of all these burned out corpses, you don't really find anything useful. You don't find anything valuable. One thing you do see on each of the ogres is, let me rephrase that. You see on 3 of the ogres, not on the other one, on the back of their right shoulder. You don't see it on the one because that patch of skin is completely burned and charred. But on the other 3, you see a it seems like a tattoo, and it is a picture of a mountain and then a fisherman's hook on top of it.
On top of it, meaning like on top of it or overlaid?
Overlaid. That's the word I'm looking for. Like overlaid on top of it is a hook. And then you see it's a very crude drawing of a mountain and a hook. You can see what they were going for, but it's definitely not artistic. And you notice that on each of them. And really, that's about it. There's like a really poor great club. There's the pieces of the bolt launcher. There's a couple of chains that they use to walk the dogs. But you don't find anything valuable on them at all, or anything beyond that.
Would the mountain and hook symbology mean anything to me?
Thymbiology. Why don't you give me a check of some kind that I will tell you about in just a second.
I look forward to hearing about this check.
Which one would it be? It's gonna be
survival.
You know what? Yes, I will go with survival. Now that I'm looking at.
Well, so I have proficiency in that, but I assume that doesn't affect my roll at all.
No. Well, it's already. Let me rephrase that. It's already added into the bonus of your roll.
Okay, so I rolled a 15. That adds up to 20.
20. Then you would remember hearing when you were back at the bar, when you were sitting in the tavern talking, waiting for Tarnin. There weren't too many other people there, but you did catch snippets of conversations, and you do recall hearing something about that there is a mountain to the north called Hook Mountain, and you remember hearing talk of the Black Arrows keeping the ogres where they belong in Hook Mountain with their clan.
Yeah. So I'll making notes. So as Iggy's taking a look at these corpses and sees the tattoos, he's like, Mitch's like, hey, remember hearing in the bar, heard something about the ogres being from Hook Mountain. So those clearly weren't completely unsubstantiated rumors.
Trying to see. Let me see if. I don't know if you guys can see that.
We can, or I can.
I can.
Oh, I don't know if I can make it any bigger. It's a hand drawing of the area. Is Fort Rannoch. Let me see. There we go. Fort Rannoch. It's right here. So Hook Mountain would be these mountains to the north of it.
Okay.
Just to kind of give you an idea.
All right.
The handwriting is killing me a little. It looks like it says Fat Planning.
Fat Planning. Yeah.
Cool. Has Gerald had a chance to go talk with the flea lion yet?
Actually, we didn't actually tell me to leave because then you stopped and asked something about the short rest or not. So I didn't want to leave if maybe we should all leave together. So I was waiting to hear the end result of that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have Gyson's up on my shoulders for a rest. I will go back and talk to.
No. I require that you roleplay this offer and acceptance before.
Hey, Gyson. Those fireballs were awesome. Would you like to take a short rest on my shoulders?
Geisen looks a little affronted for a second, and then he just kind of shrugs and says, "All right, why not?"
All right. Kind of scoop him up in like an arm. Kind of.
Are you talking about like sitting on your shoulders, you holding onto his legs? You can have to duck under tree branches kind of thing?
That's what I'm...
Just so I know.
That's what Jill is thinking. But Sinishi's initially just kind of going to toss him up there like a...
Let him figure it out.
Yeah.
While he's up there, Geisen takes out his little wooden bowl.
Sets it on her head.
Yep, like sets it on top of her hat and picks it up.
Does Geisen need to have an athletics check or a performance check for this?
Oh, he's not performing. I will say if he has more than 2 bowls, we might have to start doing an acrobatics check.
Yep.
But yeah, I want to go talk to Kitty as well because I like being around when animals are getting talked to. I like animals.
All right. Are we all going then?
Yeah.
Icky will tag along.
Geisen doesn't have a choice.
All right. So, you all walk for the few minutes, Anishi kind of weaving in and out of trees, being cognizant that she's got a small gnome to add a little bit of height to her and she doesn't want to smack into a branch. And the cougar is exactly where you left it, kind of under the bow of a tree. Just, it sees it, as you approach it, you can tell that it saw and smelled you coming, so it doesn't show any fear, and it is just there waiting for you. Mostly dry from where it's been, while you all are steadily getting more wet. You're muted, Tammy.
I know. I was looking at the thing on my spell. So the duration is only 10 minutes. So I cast it again.
Okay.
So they're all taken care of. How many were there? Like, so I'm trying to figure out whether or not we think we just got like a small amount of them, or if the cat was aware that there were quite a lot of them.
The cat kind of through images kind of lets you know that the band you saw, a few different sets of those have come out one at a time, and that there are at least those few in the fort. It doesn't know exactly how many went in and out because it didn't stay and watch, but it knows there's at least a few of those like sets of bands.
Okay, I relay the information.
Okay.
So we could do this again.
Oh, absolutely. I fully intend that we will. I mean, at best, we took out 25% of them. Means we've got at least 3 more sorties this size we need to deal with. The sooner we can do it, the better. Geisen, you up for one more today before we find a place to lie low for a while?
Well, let me just check my recovery thing quickly.
I mean, I know Grilla and Sanishi and Sasha, the ladies of the group, are definitely ready to go again. I didn't use a whole lot of trickery, so I got a few tricks yet. Icky looked practically bored out there, so
yeah, I could make it work.
Fantastic. You did an excellent job, and if we can do that again, not necessarily do that again today, but we can set up another ambush like that tomorrow-ish. That would be fantastic.
Something tells me they may be slightly smarter tomorrow.
Ogres. They're not going to be.
Well, is there anything else we want to ask the cat before we potentially offer to escort her somewhere safely so she can...
Oh, no, I was kind of just going to, ask if, what else we can do for her.
Yep. Does she think she's safe here? Because if we don't have to move her and let her rest that leg, that's great.
I ask her.
You get the feeling that outside of her actual den, this is as safe as any place she could find to rest for a day or so until her leg is ready to make the trek back herself.
And her den is the one that's kind of close to Fort Rannoch, right?
Yes, it's a few miles away. Yeah.
I relay this information.
We have any could we? So Icky, if possible, Icky would like to be able to deliver her back to her den, but wonders if it might not be a good staging ground for, final assault on ogre-controlled Fort Rannoch, but also doesn't want to risk bringing undue attention to this den.
Yeah, so she probably has cubs or will at some point in there. We don't want to put them in danger.
If she's happy being left where she is and feels safe with that, Icky's cool with that, but Icky wouldn't mind escorting her to her den and moving on from there. If that works with our assault plans.
I feel like I have not gotten any indication that she has cubs currently, if that makes you feel any better, Sinishi.
It does.
All right, well, I if she feels safe here and the team, we could either escort her and then also get her to her den where she would feel safe, but then we would have to leave the den and fight somewhere else, or we can leave her here and then fight wherever we might find some danger.
I'm game with whatever the cat would prefer.
Yeah. If Kitty feels safe, onward and upward we go.
So I asked the kitty once again just to see if there's even a slight preference one way or the other.
You get the idea that as with you guys, your home would be more preferable than not, but outside of its den, this is as safe as it could probably be.
So, Kitty would very slightly prefer to be at their home, safely in their den.
All right, I'll take the cat.
All right. Then, since Sinishi is already busy safely carting one person, I will cart said kitty. I think I'll do it probably with a blanket, so that the cat's not having to
Sean, is there material here to make a what is it called, a rickshaw, where one person is dragging it and the other person is actually laying in it, and they just drag it?
There's trees around for the branches, and if you wanted to use one of your bedrolls, I'm sure you guys could put something together eventually.
Eventually.
Well, how long it takes would depend on what you end up rolling. It could be done. Just how long it would take kind of depends. But you have trees you can cut branches off, long branches off of. You have bedrolls you can use.
Yep.
And the leg has already been partially healed, though, right?
The bone on the leg is broken. The skin and everything, it's not bleeding anymore, but it still needs time to heal internally.
So no matter how much magical energy I push into this thing, it's just not going to be able to walk.
There are higher level spells. I think there's a second, third level spells that are specifically for healing maladies, but healing word, and those lower ones, those just heal hit points. They don't heal internal wounds and such.
And I didn't pick up the bardic heal small break things.
Then, while I help create the rickshaw, could someone maybe set the broken bone?
I did that.
It's already been set, so there's
Yeah, you guys did it before you left.
Okay.
And the bone didn't mend, so
Okay.
did the best I could with without having a level 4 spell.
Then I vote we make her as comfortable as possible and just carry her.
Yeah.
That works.
All right, then if Then whoever is going to build this rickshaw, give me a nature check.
Whoever's doing what now?
Whoever,
I
you
thought we
said
weren't building the rickshaw.
Oh, are you not? Okay, then never mind. I'm sorry.
Well, wouldn't that be more comfortable for her?
I'm willing to go whichever way the group wants to go. If it's going to take us like 2 hours to build a rickshaw, though, I think that is a waste of time.
Justin's pretty good with nature. You could try.
Who could try?
Gyson's pretty good at nature.
I mean, I'd rather have Gyson rest and provide an assist or something.
Yeah, I'm just carrying her. Unless we feel like unless we've determined that her den is particularly far away.
That's a good point. How far is her den?
I believe you kind of asked that before you moved her previously. She said her den, like she let you know that her den was relatively close to Fort Rannoch, and Fort Rannoch is about 3 miles to the northwest of where you guys are. So it'd be about 3 miles-ish.
All right, let's just carry her then.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I do that thing. I feed her first, just because, why not?
All right. So,
I
before
would
you
like
feed
to
her,
request that the cat be carried on somebody's shoulders so that
Oh yeah,
we're both being carried together.
I think that's probably going to be the most comfortable way to carry her, regardless. Because if you try and carry her like this, then she's going to be kind of flopping all over the place. But like this, she might be fairly stable.
Kind of a fireman carry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so as you lift her onto your shoulders, she kind of gives you a mental image of what it looks like when you walk up to her den. There is the mountain range, there is the fort, and then kind of to the south of the fort, there is a small cave, and that's where her den is. So she kind of gives you this visual before you guys head out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I describe it, but I particularly describe it in a way that I feel like if Icky were to have to do any forward scouting, would be able to find it.
All right, then who is leading this particular track?
I don't think Sinishi and I should be in the front or the back.
Nope.
All right, Tarnik, give me a nature check.
7.
7. It does take you instead of about hour and a half, it takes you closer to 2 hours, just because as it's dark in an unfamiliar area, you're still trying to get your bearings, and then as it lightens up, it gets a little easier. So about 7 o'clock, the sun is up over the mountains, and you do come to where you can see her den, say about a quarter mile away. And from there to the north along the mountain range, you can see just like the outcropping of where Fort Rannoch would be. And it's about a half mile up the mountain range from where you're heading towards.
Before we continue, Geralda's been thinking while we've been walking. I know, it took her this long. It's not, her strong point. But rather than leave a scent trail all the way to her den, should we have Icky take her the rest of the way and us stay back?
That's smart.
If he feels that's a good idea.
Yeah. Give her all the protection we can. We have the ability. I say we do it. And I'm going to set Gyson down because it has been a couple hours.
Yes, Gyson, you did it. You did get a short rest. On Sinishi's shoulders.
All right. Before we have Icky take off with the kitty, I quietly, so that no one else can overhear, ask the kitty, "Can Sinishi pet you real briefly?"
The fire pelt looks at you. You see its head kind of turn, and it looks at Sinishi as she is taking Gyson off of her shoulders. And you get an image of a human of one of the black arrows from Fort Rannoch just kind of doing this, like from a distance.
So I say, Sinishi, our friend here has said that if you would like to briefly pet her, you may do so.
Gart slowly approach and like scritch an ear.
All right, Sinishi, give me an animal handling check.
I'm gonna die.
And that was the end of Sinishi.
No way
It
this
was a
is-
good run.
I will die happy. Ooh. So I rolled a 19 plus 1, so 20.
All right, so you initially start hesitantly, and then as you pet it a little bit more, it actually begins to purr and kind of vibrate on Grelda's shoulders.
Cougars are the largest cats that can purr, and it is amazing.
I know. That's why it's purring. Because I do research on stupid things.
No.
So do I, but for different reasons. All right. Well, then, if that is all, we will hand the blanketed bundle to Icky.
Yeah. And Icky will reverently receive the bundle and head off towards the den.
I'm sorry. I'm seeing lion. When you said that, like I'm seeing like Rafiki with Simba and the Lion King.
And I'm seeing a stork delivering a baby.
All right. So as you take off, like the initial takeoff off the ground, even though the cougar is bundled, you can feel like the tips of some claws, like just in surprise. They don't hurt you and they don't really dig in, but you can like feel all of the claws like just poking your skin as it just kind of like freaks out. And it never stops. Like the claws don't retract the entire flight. You can just tell that even though it knew it was coming, it's terrified. But like you can see the little den. So you fly and then you land and you're able to undo the bundle, and the cougar kind of walks with a bit of a limp, but manages to make its way in, stops just at the entrance, kind of looks back, and just lets out a very, it's like a low purr, but it's loud enough that you can hear it, and then it continues in the rest of the way into the den.
Icky will, nod towards Kitty and then fly back as low as is reasonable back to the rest of the group to avoid any possible detections.
Roger. All right. So Icky has returned to the group.
While you were up there, did you happen to notice anything inside of Fort Rannoch?
That's a great question. He probably, I guess, like on the way to the den, he wouldn't have been looking. But if there was anything he could have noticed incidentally on the way back, he wouldn't have been flying back with a completely focused mind on.
I believe.
And if you're flying low, give me a perception check.
Fuck out of some shit.
Yeah.
All right, 19.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, shit. All right. God. The rolls are just like crazy today. All right. So
Usually whenever Icky does something that Alivander could have also done, he way underperforms what Alivander could have done.
This is very true. All right. So even though you're flying low, you are able to get a fairly decent look at it. You can tell, actually, this is going to be from a little bit of a different angle, but...
I mean, you don't have Icky eye view? I'm...
All right, that's kind of, this is from more further along the mountain range, so you would be looking at it from the other angle, but this is the only angle I have. So you can tell that it's like set against the mountain. You can see the waterfall coming down. And what you can notice is that there is a couple plumes of smoke coming up from different points inside of the fort. You are able to tell that a small river like kind of, it's not the Skull River that you walk down, but it's coming from the waterfall. It does go in front of it, act like a moat, and there are 2 bridges that go into it, but you can't tell what the gates on those bridges look like from the distance.
All right. So upon my return to the rest of the group, I will give them that description. But more importantly, let them know that our kitty friend has been safely delivered to her den.
Kitty.
Important things first.
Geisen just kind of does a little stretch and then says he's actually feeling pretty good if we wanted to do something else today.
Yep. I'm open to suggestions on how we draw out a few of them and not all of them.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, Ollivander is a little bit more of a discreet scout than Icky is on a few levels. So Icky would be open to doing some scouting himself, but I'd like to see if there's any extra information we could glean. But it's open suggestion.
Should we find a vantage point or a ambush point?
I think that makes sense.
Find an ambush point, and I will see if I can drop just a couple.
All right, so
Did you see any likely ambush points when you were up there?
Didn't really see anything that stood out to me. Probably have to take another look to see if there's something, any good areas.
Is Ollivander with us, or would Ollivander have to be summoned?
I think he's around.
I think he's been, like, you summoned him days ago, and I don't think anything's happened to him, and you haven't dismissed him.
Well, now's the perfect time for something to happen to him.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, I can have him scout. Is there something specific we're having him look for, though?
Oh, there are these 2 entrances. So if you can figure out what the guards at the entrances look like, that'd be helpful.
They probably look like ogres.
That's a solid guess.
Dorman.
There might be another search party out. He could keep an eye out to see if there are signs of a second search party out and about.
That's
That's
also
true.
if everyone else is out except for a small group inside, then we clear out the group inside and let the scouting parties come back to a messed up den.
Hey, that sounds fun. I'm game with trash in someone's home.
Fantastic.
Well, if we could get in, I mean, it's a pretty fortified place, too. So if we actually conquer the inside, we can fortify it.
How many entrances were you able to see, Icky? I mean, I believe the cat told us there were 2 main gates and a back something
The waterfall, right?
at the waterfall.
Yes, it said the cat had shown Grelda some black arrows coming out through the waterfall and then going back in that same way. The cat, I'm trying to remember if the cat told you or not. The ones that it saw coming in and out of the waterfall were dressed differently than the rest of the black arrows. Like, the black arrows have, it's not really a uniform, but they all wear basically the same thing when they're out scouting and hunting. But it noticed that the ones that, whenever they would come in and out of the waterfall, even if they would usually wear the normal garb, they would dress more like townsfolk as opposed to what they would normally wear when they went out hunting.
So Icky has, from some of his previous monk experiences, knowledge that it's important to not go chasing waterfalls. You should probably just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
Grelda, on the other hand, would like to flaunt this advice, and I think we should check out the waterfall.
So we're not gonna see if we can draw a couple of them out right away.
Well, do we want to get some more information from Ollivander before we make a decision?
Let's
That
start
works.
with Ollivander. Is at your disposal, I imagine. If you'd be so kind as to see what you can see and let us know.
I can only see through him when he's within 100 feet, so I think we probably need to send him out to look for some specific things and then have him come back and then report back.
Good vantage points that were about 100 feet from the fort.
In this area, there are some, like, it is a bit hilly. Outside of the... What's up?
I have beast sense, which would allow me to use my action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears, and continue to do so until I return to my normal senses for up to an hour. So I can follow. I can't guide Ollivander or speak to Ollivander, but I could basically.
I would
ride.
say that doesn't work with a familiar,
Oh.
because it is a magical construct as opposed to an actual beast.
Okay. Never mind then.
Unfortunately, my brain agrees.
So I like where your brain's going with that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fresh out of willing beasts. The last one had a broken leg, so not so ideal.
Maybe we could start by just having Ollivander fly over. Well, how much area are we talking about? Like the woods surrounding this place. Like if I had him just like fly around and look to see if there's any parties out and about. Like how long would that take for him to like fly around there?
it depends on how much of an area you want him to cover. It's all woods. Like this is leading up to the mountain range. It's a legit forest. So there's miles and miles of woods. So you would need to figure out what area you want him to cover.
And how far are we from the fort again?
About a half mile.
So from here to the fort,
Or do you mean like are you asking about like travel time? Or
yeah, well, like Ollivander. So if he, if he did like maybe I don't know a mile wide section from here to the fort, how long would that take him to surveil?
it would probably take, if he's a mile long, half mile, actually looking from up there, I'll say 45 minutes. Half hour, 45 minutes.
I relay that. Is it worth us waiting a half hour to 45 minutes to get a good look at the forest, or do we want a more narrow look that's faster?
No, absolutely. It's worth 45 minutes. We can the rest of it. In fact, it's worth an hour. We can all take a bit of a break. You already had yours. You can have him scout for an hour, and by then it'll be what? Not quite noon.
Let's see. It would 7. It's probably close to 8 now.
Yeah,
So,
we got a lot of time.
Okay. So yeah, I relay that to Ollivander. Tell him to just kind of surveil the forest and look for any ogre parties, and return back if he sees anything.
all right. I will have you give me a perception check for Ollivander, and then we'll probably take another 5.
Perfect. We need
So,
As someone who has to work tomorrow, I am probably not gonna want to stay on much later than 10.
I was gonna say 10 is my stop time.
Okay.
So I was figuring we'll take like 5 minutes. Everybody can like go to the bathroom, and then
You guys may know, or may not, I have been working on my first song. Ever since, well, pretty much ever since a whale appeared in a fucking cave. So, since we have a little bit of time, I would I would like to sing it for you.
How loud are you going to sing it, and how close are we to the fort?
I'm not a well. Jill is not a very good singer, so it'll be a little quiet. Translate that to Sanishi as you will.
Right, but that's what Tarnin's actually asking her. How close are we to this fort, and how loud are you going to sing this?
Oh, we're half a mile away, and it's not a rowdy ballad. It's not a bar song.
I mean, I did want to draw them out, and I mean, this is probably just as good as any other.
I don't. I would like to perform for you guys before attempting anything larger.
Oh, thank you. That's quite the honor.
Grelda, absolutely super delighted, sits down and is like cleaning Sasha while like just watching. Like, can't wait. This is gonna be good.
Oh God, those expectations.
There are now.
Fuck. Lower them. There's a cave underground where lava can be found. Heroes are almost dead. Caster made a last hail, and his spell made a whale. So meant to live below, evil began to grow. Orca now fins and head, and it crushed those who fail at dodging the new whale. The battle rages on, the evil not yet gone, filling heroes with dread. He ground a worthless tail, one got bit by the whale. On the edge of despair, haunting cries fill the air. Fighting back, seeing red. Heroes that cannot fail. Final hit hurts the whale. And our heroes did prevail in their fight against a whale.
If nothing
Girl,
else gets
there's, like-
accomplished tonight, that's worth the whole session is worth it just for that.
Yeah, like basically the moment you started, Grelda started handing out like drinks to everyone. So like she's like, yeah, I love the bits with the whale again.
I don't think you guys are going to get that out of me again.
That's okay. It's been recorded. We can just play it over and over again.
Exactly.
Fuck.
There you go.
That was awesome. Do you
That
have
was
the
really
lyrics?
good.
Can you give us the lyrics?
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yes, post the lyrics in the Facebook chat. I am going to have
Get
the lyrics.
writing by hand. Now you have to type them
Actually,
up.
I'm thinking about taking a picture.
You can just take a picture. I'm
Yeah,
going
go for
to when
Next
we do
to
when I do the video, I'm gonna have the lyrics scrolling as you're singing it.
That's so good.
I got you.
Oh, we are the overproduced D&D group.
Woo!
Okay, and I apologize. It looks like Moonin licked it a little bit, so the last verse is actually.
It's all in character.
Okay, so last verse, instead of words, it's going to say like ink smeared by cat saliva.
Can you make it
parentheses.
cougar saliva?
Cougar saliva. The last line is unreadable thanks to cougar saliva. Yes. All right. Would anybody like to follow up the song with any more roleplay?
Can't talk that. What are you talking about?
All right. Then about 45 minutes later, Ollivander returns, and what you were able to find is that he was not able to notice. Oh, yeah, because you rolled a 21. Okay. He did not notice any other ogres or bands outside of the fort. when he flew, he did notice a couple individual ogres kind of walking around in the courtyard, but it was just a couple. He did notice that outside of the front gate and then across the little river, there is about 200 feet where the trees were long ago removed. So there's like a long flat space between the edge of the forest and where the actual fort is. But other than that, there wasn't really a whole lot for Ollivander to see on his trek.
Oh, good. Because for a second there, I thought you were saying 200 ogres. I was like,
Yes,
oh, good.
just like shoulder to shoulder, standing out front of the fort.
So I relay
you're
all
muted,
this
Bill.
to the group.
But after 2 fireballs, they're only about 1 hit each. So Grelda takes out 2 around. Shinichi probably takes out 2 around. Icky probably take out 15-ish if he uses all his key points in 1 round. Yeah, we're good.
Sounds right.
Totally.
And I'll just get in like the killing shot on a few of them. You know, the ones that Icky decides to let live. I don't, whatever Sasha leaves for me.
200 ogres, easy enough.
That's got to be worth the level, guys. This is worth the risk.
Just charge in. We'll either get a level or we'll roll new characters. Either way, we win.
Either way, you get a different level. Yeah.
I have way too much Sasha paraphernalia at this point.
I will say the little opening, like the 30-second opening montage I have for our group, I still have like the overall like project that I was working on, so that if somebody dies, I can easily swap out a character for a new one.
Great.
Oh ye of little faith.
All right. So if we don't have any groups nearby, then anyone opposed to me trying to draw the 2 or 3 inside to come see us?
No, let's do this.
Okay.
I think we should find a good spot, though.
Let's find a good spot near one of the entrances where you guys can hide in the tree line, and I can drag them to the tree line by being bait.
Okay, fine.
I'll volunteer to be bait.
I will be the bait.
Although Icky probably has the highest speed of anybody.
Can confirm.
Just a thought.
Maybe he does.
I'm actually like pretty stealthy and survivally too. My just rolls wouldn't lead you to believe that.
Well, you did kill a dragon. So.
I killed a fucking dragon.
So I let you kill a dragon, and now you're a glory hound.
It felt good.
I need your speed to back me up in case something goes wrong.
Yeah. No.
I mean, seriously, if you really want to be the one,
No. I'm able to be a quick in and out point person. But
does Longstrider stack?
Does it stack?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, like if I were to give Tarnan Longstrider, could he then also give himself Longstrider if he needed it and get
No.
20
I don't believe
extra?
so. I do not.
You need longer strider for that.
The spell says you touch a creature, the target's speed is increased by 10 feet until the spell ends.
Right. Well,
But
so
it
if I
also
touch
says
a creature,
somewhere in the DMG, it also says somewhere in the DMG that you can't be affected by, like, you can't be enlarged twice. You can't be hasted twice. I would imagine this falls in the same realm.
See, I would say you can't cast the same. You can't gain buffs from the same spell twice. If there was another spell that increased speed, I might let that happen. But the same buff from the same spell, because I would just say like if you had like if you cast Rock Skin on yourself or Mage Armor, you couldn't cast Mage Armor twice and get double the benefit.
Right.
But if there was another spell that increased your AC, I would probably let those combine together.
So what you're saying is we need to find a mage to create a first level spell. If only we had a mage that could create a first level spell that just increased people's speed for a while. Where could we find a mage that could probably create a first level spell?
Check about knee height.
I mean, we'll have to work on that. There's got to be one somewhere we could find.
Wait,
Does anyone
do
know?
wizards invent new spells? I'm not aware of this.
Does anyone know where we could look for one of those?
You don't know me.
I've been a wizard in disguise the whole time.
All right. I'll cast Longstar on myself, and the other. I'm fairly confident that I could rival Icky's ground speed. I don't know about his airspeed, but also would the ogres follow him if he was actually flying away?
Maybe if you pooped on him enough.
I think they
Icky's-
just shoot at
Icky's
him a
gonna
lot.
play poo-poo bombers.
I know Bill missed our first poop athletics check conversation, but I don't think we need to go there again.
Oh god, no.
Okay, let's avoid that then.
Well, there's no ladders around, so we're good.
Ugh.
So Tarna starts walking out towards the fort. He's not going to go outside the tree line. but he's
Okay,
gonna go-
so you guys have been talking, but you guys actually haven't said you're moving anywhere yet, so you're still a half mile from the fort.
right. That's
Okay.
Tarnan is walking now. He's moving now.
Okay. What is everybody else doing then?
Guys, following because we need to get closer to set up the ambush, right?
Yeah, we want to find a spot closer to the fort. So yeah, we follow for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not gonna make you run half a mile with shit on your tail.
Appreciate that. That's very mighty kind of you.
Thank
Hmm.
you. I can be courteous on occasion.
Hmm.
Just don't get used to it.
Just be ready to sing our battle hymn.
Wait, we have.
I gotta say, I was so just like I had started writing that before, between the whale and the mammoth fight, and I was so disappointed and like a little crushed that I got turned into a mammoth and like didn't really have a way to easily work that into the song because I'd already decided to focus it on the whale.
Well,
There needs to be a second verse about the mammoth.
second song.
Second verse different than the first.
Nobody likes a bard that only has one song.
Dyson's like, make more songs about how good I am.
That's kind of what I'm hearing too. Okay, are we there yet?
Icky will likewise come up to the tree line,
Yeah.
being all like staying concealed.
All right. So there are two roads, one heading out from each gate that come out of the fort that cut into the tree lines. Otherwise, it is pretty dense forest around there. So what side of the fort would you be waiting at?
Well, like Tarnan, which side are you approaching from?
All right, I'll put that.
Yeah, Tarnan, tell us where to go. Tell us what to do, Captain.
I think we're gonna go on the side away from the waterfall, so there's not a second source of ogres coming at us if they decide to.
All right, okay.
All right, so more on the northern side of it, or
Yeah,
to the
away
to the
from
to the.
waterfall.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
That
Yes.
one.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So Icky will wait in the tree coverings closest to that road.
Okay.
Samesies.
Basically ready to drop on the path if need be. But you know, he's a quick little bugger, so he can get places.
So if we know where the like attack is we're hoping it would happen, could Grelda be somewhere like on the other side of that area so that he could be on one side and like she could like a pincer move?
Are there trees on either side of this path?
I believe that the path you guys are talking about actually follows the mountainside. Let me double check. Where's it?
Meow.
Hi, Ford.
Oh, good boy. Hi.
Yes, the path that you're talking about follows the river along the little stream river alongside the mountain for at least a mile.
I jump in the river and hide underwater. No.
Hold up. Does the other side do the same?
Let me hold on a second.
There's also this potential hidden waterfall entrance, which is the third way.
All right, why don't I do?
Loud noises.
Come on, I gave you vision. Why is it
All right.
not working? Oh hell! Fine, I'll do this.
Oh my god!
Oh,
There we
fancy.
go.
Such clipping.
Such clipping, so slow.
Okay, so this one is the one near the waterfall, and it does have a spot where there are trees on each side of the path.
There we go. So yes, this one would, and then the water falls to the side.
Perfect. But I'm changing our tactics. So that's where we're going to go. I would like the party to choose which side of the path, split up, and be on either side of the path, and I'm going to run down the path and hopefully drag a few things right past you. You guys can jump out, say boo, destroy it, eat it. Dyson can feel free, if it's a large group, Dyson, please feel free to, light a fireball behind me.
Grease them behind you.
That bridge looks like a nice.
Choke point, yeah.
I don't know if there's. The trees aren't that far away. There might be able to hit the bridge with something.
Heck, that only looks like 40 feet.
So
It is only about 40. About 50 feet is when they start, and then they start getting thicker at about 60.
This is so stupid. Guys, so stupid. I'm gonna die.
So yeah, I think I'd want to be in the northern woods, and I would request that either Sanishi or Grelda be also in that woods.
I'll go with them, feeling a little better towards Geisen after having him on my shoulders.
And then,
Should we send Alivander in to like scope out inside the fort, or is it roofed the whole way?
No,
if
there
he's actually
there were
200
buildings. There were buildings inside the wall, but then there's a wide open courtyard. Is what Alivander saw.
And then, how many did you see in the courtyard again?
3 at different times. Like there was one, and then he saw another couple walk out. Trying to see if I can.
This place is called
Oh well. There's a way you can change the wall to where you can like it still shows, but you can see through it. But I'm not going to bother with that right now.
Cool. Icky, where are you going to be? I want to know where I before I move.
I had planned on being in the trees to be able to make a quick move towards the other path in case that was necessary.
So you're not going to go on the southwest side there?
If that's what we're focusing on, I'm game to do it. That has just not been my initial plan.
And where were you going to throw Grelda, Tarnin?
I would like this to be a pincer movement, so we need at least one person on the other side, and then I will.
I'll go over there. I'll go over to the others.
I'll go there too, just so that it's, equal pincering.
Actually, that works pretty good. I think we got an up close and potentially ranged on one side, and then we have a speedy bastard who could damn near be ranged. With another up close and take you out at the knees, literally. In this case.
Alright.
Okay.
Hey, it did
Skyward.
Okay.
Mumble a prayer. All right, you four ready to go?
Let's storm the castle.
Well, do we want to start this with 8 minutes to 10? Or do we
Was
wanna-
gonna say the same thing.
Yes,
All the way up until we have to roll initiative.
exactly. Oh, we lost sight on it. I don't know where Tarnin is.
Where did
Yeah.
Tarnin go?
Where did he go?
He's very stealthy, so
That's true. Specifically because I didn't roll for it.
Oh,
right now
that's
he's
'cause-
really
Come on.
You can do it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Maybe we're done anyway.
Yeah, right? Technology says no.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. For the purposes of this, now that I see what it was doing. All right, there we go. I'm going to pull everybody out from behind the trees because the trees are blocking your vision in, which is why you can't see everybody.
Fair.
Which, I mean, makes sense, and that's good, but it's hard if you can't see your own token. Alright.
Okay. Holy shit. Tarnin casts. Run like hell. I mean, so from your interpretation, would prestidigitation allow me to expand my voice or modify my voice a little bit? I mean, it says you create a harmless sensory effects, such as showers of sparks, puffs of smoke, wind, musical notes, odd odors. You can also, I mean, I'm not trying to light candles or torches or anything, or clean anything. I'm just trying to modify my voice and project it a little louder. Basically, I want to sound like an ogre.
Or is that minor illusion that does the sound?
That's minor illusion that does the sound. Prestidigitation doesn't allow you to affect your own voice.
Fine.
Yeah,
Not
I
a
believe
problem.
minor illusion is the cantrip where you can make your voice really, really loud or super, super soft.
Not a problem. I will, however, cast Longstrider on myself.
Okay.
Just cuz.
Alright.
Oh, come on. I clicked cast. There. Okay. I went through. So I have cast Longstrider on myself, and I will now run into the front of the building. My movement is now effectively 40.
Alright, so you're going to run up to the front gate?
Yep. Do I see anything yet?
The gate is closed. Like there's a portcullis and then big, thick wooden doors.
Is it scalable? Is there an entrance on the top of it?
There's the top of the wall. Like
Is that scalable?
You can always try to climb the wall.
Okay, I will use my acrobatics and attempt to climb the wall.
All right. That is then give me an acrobatics check.
Can I have some assistance from the woods?
You can do it.
Yeah. Total 18.
18. Your rolls, like, I wrote down 18. So it is touch and go, but you are able to get finger grips. It takes you, I would say it takes you a good 5 to 7 minutes to climb it because you're going slow, especially when you get towards the top, because it is about 2 stories tall. So as you're getting more and more towards the top, you do go slower, but you do end up scaling the wall.
Once I have scaled the wall, what do I see down below?
You
Nothing.
see an open courtyard. Let's see. Let me actually pull that back just a little bit. I will actually, from there, yep. You see an open courtyard, a couple of outbuildings. You do notice some, like, slight burn marks on the outside of some of the buildings. You are also able to notice a bunch of different sections of dried blood smear where even with the rain that is still coming down, you can see it on the side of a building, and what is left of a broken cart, you can just see the side of it covered with dried blood, and the inside has been trampled and there's muddy footprints everywhere. Like, it's been walked on a lot. There's been a lot of movement in the side of this since it's been raining.
And I see no movement right now. I don't see any targets.
There is nobody outside in your field of vision as it stands right now.
Run along the top of the wall.
Which direction?
Northeast.
Okay.
Nothing yet?
Nobody outside yet.
Run back to the gate. Is there a way down from up here? Is there a ladder down? Is there a...
Same way you got up.
So there's no way down to the inside of the wall. They'd actually have to find it. There's another... I mean, on the top of this wall, there's no way to get down in.
The same way you got up. You can jump, you can climb. There's not like a ladder or stairs leading up there.
How did they defend the walls if they don't have a way up there?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Why even have a wall?
I mean, they can carry everyone up here, and we can just take the walls.
Just shoot down at them from up on top?
Yeah.
I might be able to sit on them.
That'd probably be better than any ambush spot.
I'm crouching down, and I am using message, which has got 120-foot range, to take turns telling each side what I see. I tell Icky on the one side, and I tell Geisen on the other side.
So there's seriously there's no ladder, there's no stairs that he can see anyway?
Not
on the inside?
right now.
Huh.
I go on top of the circle pieces on either side of the gate.
Oh, yeah, those go up another 10 feet.
Okay, so I can go in those. Or there's no door there.
No, the top of it kind of runs into it, and then it is a round like parapet that goes up another 10 feet. So you could attempt to scale that if you would want.
Yep, I will attempt to scale it then.
All right, give me another acrobatics check.
Woo, I'll take that. 16 and 8 is more than 20.
24. All right, so it does take you a couple more minutes, but you do end up getting to the top of that. As you land, you do notice there is a trapdoor
Okay.
that is currently
I will
closed.
check for traps, and I will attempt to open it if I don't find any.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation. Ooh, that's not so good. That's not 11.
11? Seems good.
Yeah, of course it does. I carefully attempt to lift it.
All right. You grip the handle, and as you open it, you do hear a low creak of the metal.
Yep.
And as you look down inside of it, you do see a long ladder that goes down to another level, about 20 feet down, into a darkened room. And it is 10, so that is where we'll stop.